From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
4:30, Marion County prosecutors are seeking the highest punishment for the man charged in the death of IMPD officer Brianne Leith. How her family is reacting to the call for the death penalty.
Vendors in the Indianapolis city market are seeing a major decrease in sales. We take a look at what's being done to help these small business owners survive.
And controversy over money raised by military license plates meant to help veterans and their families. WRTV investigates the issues at the State House over how the money should be spent. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday for Good Morning Indiana. I'm Megan Shen.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We got to get a check of our midweek forecast with Todd Clausen. It's been a busy 2 days so far this week, Todd, so are things a little bit quieter today?
For some of us, and for some of us, we're going to see a little bit of snow once again this afternoon. It's those of you in southern locations today that are going to have the potential for some minor snow accumulation. Everything's quiet, though, no matter where you are for your morning commute this morning, with temperatures that are hovering right around 30 degrees from Indy to the north, 32 in Bloomington. We have wind chill values that are in the 20s here, though, this morning, so you definitely do need to bundle up as you walk out the door and as the kids head off to the bus stop. You notice skies are mostly cloudy, although starting to break apart a little bit here in northern locations. But this is the quick-moving system that's going to basically make its way eastward. The heaviest of the precipitation is going to stay in Kentucky, but the northern fringe of this system will bring some light accumulating snow to just southern locations later on this afternoon. The morning hours are just fine. Temperatures, though, don't really warm a whole lot here throughout the day today, Lauren, as we stay in the upper 20s to low 30s across the area.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic for your commute. This is I-465 in Westfield Boulevard up on the north side of town. Traffic here is traveling smoothly both eastbound and westbound. No delays for your morning drive, but of course we'll continue to keep a close eye on those interstates and keep you updated throughout the morning. Megan.
Lauren, thank you. Developing this morning, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office announcing it's seeking the death penalty against a man charged with killing IMPD officer Brianne Leith. Elias Dorsey is accused of shooting and killing Officer Leith on April 9th, 2020. Police say he fired shots through a door, striking Leith as officers responded to a disturbance call. Leith's mother spoke to WRTV about the death penalty announcement.
Brianne deserves justice. I mean, she lost her life. And so I feel like, without trying to sound like a horrible person, he should have to give his.
According to court documents, the aggravating circumstances for seeking the death penalty is that Leith was acting in a course of her duty as a law enforcement officer when the shooting happened. A pretrial conference is scheduled for April 20th. Coming up at 6:30, our Rafael Sanchez spoke with prosecutor Ryan Mears about what this process will look like. Lauren.
Megan, thank you. This week marks 10 years since the death of IMPD officer David Moore. During a traffic stop on January 23rd, 2011, Moore was shot by a suspect 4 times. He fell into a coma and was eventually taken off life support on January 26th. Moore was an organ donor and he helped to save several lives. Lance Lewis, who received Officer Moore's lungs, was there when IMPD family and friends held a memorial ceremony for Moore.
I didn't know David, obviously, but in talking with Carol and Joe and Spencer and other folks, I know that he loved his job. He loved his community. And he loved to serve the people of his community. And I would submit to you that through his gift of organ donation to myself, another lady here in the state and others out of state, that he is still serving his community.
Really powerful, and Moore was just 29 years old. He received the department's Medal of Honor and Purple Heart after his death. The man who pleaded guilty to shooting him is spending life in prison without parole as part of his plea bargain. Megan.
Now to the latest on COVID-19. The State Department of Health reporting the numbers of new cases has fallen below 2,000 for the first time in a month. 1,777 new cases were reported, bringing the state's total to nearly 615,000. 80 more Hoosiers have also died with the virus. Some of those cases date back as far as late November. Indiana's death toll now stands at 9,432. We will learn more about the spread and the state's next steps in the governor's press conference this afternoon. You can stream it live at 2:30 on the WRTV News app and WRTV.com.
President Biden taking some big steps to increase COVID-19 vaccinations. He announced that the U.S. is increasing vaccine supply by buying 200 million more doses. Half will be Pfizer, the other half will be Moderna. In his press conference, Biden said that the supply would raise state weekly distributions from 8.6 to a minimum of 10 million doses. So far, nearly 450,000 Hoosiers have received their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine.
Lauren, small businesses in our area continue to deal with the economic impact of the pandemic. Those inside city markets say they've been hit especially hard, but they are being given some help now. Much of the market's customer base is people who work in downtown. Many of those people have been working from home for months with no timetable for returning to the office. Now Market Street is closed for construction, creating accessibility issues. Keisha Gray is the executive director of the city market. We first spoke with her after she took the position in November. Gray says merchants are getting financial support to help them get through this difficult time.
All of the merchants had their rents paid through the last quarter of last year, and that was a big help to a lot of them in order to be able to stay open. And we are certainly researching other grant and funding opportunities so that we can do what we can do from our end.
The city market is also working to bring people in by staying open on Valentine's Day, which falls on Sunday this year. And this week, they're giving away free March Madness masks to customers.
We have some good news for Pacers fans. The team is welcoming more fans into Bankers Life Fieldhouse. For last Sunday's home game, approximately 1,000 fans were allowed in the stands, but now they can safely increase to 25% capacity, or about 4,500 people. The team also tweeted that they'll start selling balcony-level seats beginning this Sunday. Seating is socially distanced. Fans are asked to complete a health screening and masks are required. Well, veterans and lawmakers spent Tuesday morning debating how the state should spend revenue generated from military license plates.
Lauren, it's an update to a story WRTV Investigates first brought you last week. Senate Bill 316 would allow the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs to use up to 15% of the Military Family Relief Fund to administer the fund. Money from the fund helps veterans in need receive help with food, utilities, medical assistance, childcare, and other needs through sales of military license plates. IDVA's director says they need that 15% to help raise awareness about the fund, improve technology, and help more veterans. A Senate committee heard from veterans on both sides of the issue.
Opening up this fund would allow IDVA to support National Guard veterans in a way that we cannot.
At all the meetings I've been to, I've asked who is aware of the Military Family Relief Fund. And I would say probably less than 10% of the people had any idea there was such a fund available. And I know personally some of those people in the room could have used the fund. So I made sure they were all aware of the fund and how to get an application submitted. But I think the awareness is a huge part of what we need to do in the next year.
I would ask that this bill would be amended to remove the up to 15%, and let's work with IDVA on their budget proposal and get them more money. And if we can't get more money in their budget proposal, there's money in the budget for veterans already that can be utilized.
IDVA's director points out that the Veterans Affairs Commission would have to review and approve any administrative expenses associated with the Military Family Relief Fund. He says the state has more than $3 million in benefits that need to get out the door to veterans. A vote on this bill is expected next week. After being cut short, enrollment for Obamacare could reopen this week. Coming up, what we know about President Biden's latest move on health care.
And working for you this week is National Media Literacy Week. Still ahead, I'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at how news stories here at WRTV go from ideas to what you see on air. Todd.
And everything's quiet right now all across central Indiana. No issues for your morning commute, but for some of you, this storm system that you see here off to our west is going to make its way through southern portions of central Indiana, bringing some light accumulating snow. We'll break that down for you and look ahead to the rest of your week and into your weekend coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
1-800-CALL-KEN.
Welcome back. It is 4:42 here on your Wednesday morning. We're keeping a close eye on traffic. Let's travel northwest, looking up towards Boone County here, I-65 and State Road 267. You can see traffic there is moving along up to speed. We'll keep you updated if there are any major trouble spots you should avoid. Some new information this morning on an inmate who escaped from the Hancock County Jail earlier this month. Megan, he's back in custody.
That's right. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office says 22-year-old Tyrell White was arrested in Marion County on Tuesday. State police found him around 30th and Graham Avenue. White has since returned to the Hancock County Jail. He's also being charged with level 5 felony for escaping. According to deputies, he ran away on January 10th while taking out the trash behind the jail, Lauren.
Well, their party lost control of Congress this past election cycle, and some Republican lawmakers are still pushing for term limits for House and Senate members. It includes both of Indiana's U.S. senators. Republicans Mike Braun and Todd Young are among those introducing a constitutional amendment that would limit senators to 2 6-year terms and members of the House to 3 2-year terms. Term limit proposals have been introduced repeatedly since the 1990s, but so far they've never come close to passing.
President Biden is expected to reopen enrollment for Obamacare tomorrow as part of a series of executive actions on health care. It comes at a time when more Americans could be facing a loss of health coverage because of pandemic-related economic turmoil. The Trump administration cut open enrollment in half to 6 weeks, so it ended on December 15th, but Biden has the power to open it back up.
IKEA is making a major change to make sure that their products last longer for customers. The Swedish company plans to start selling spare parts for some of its furniture. It includes items like sofa legs, covers, and armrests. IKEA already offers replacement nuts and bolts at no charge. IKEA also hopes that this move makes the company more environmentally friendly. At 4:44, we got to get a look at our forecast on this Wednesday. Todd, what do people need to know as they're waking up?
All right, as you wake up, you walk out the door, you just have to know it's quiet right now. For those of you south of Interstate 70, as you walk out the door and you start to get your day going, just know later on this afternoon and into the early evening hours that you'll run into the potential here, at least, of a little bit of light snow that'll be heading your way. Temperatures right now are sitting in the 20s and 30s. It's a chilly morning for us, but not terrible for January standards. 32 in Bloomington right now, 30 in Lafayette. You see some 20s out there as well, from Greenfield to Greencastle, and 26 is the current temperature in Richmond. Throughout the day today, temperatures won't really do a whole lot. There's not going to be a ton of warming that's going to be taking place here throughout the day today. As you'll see, we'll be in the 20s here through the noon hour, and then eventually temperatures will top off right around 30 to 31 degrees, and then the light snow onto the forecast as we work our way into the evening hours. It's a weak little storm system, but nonetheless, some of you will be dealing with the potential of some light accumulation. For those of you in northern locations, you do not have to worry about this. This is going to be a southern system. In fact, you notice the clouds breaking apart a little bit, and not out of the question, we could finally start to work a little bit of sunshine in the forecast for you across the area. But here's our storm system. It's not a powerhouse of a storm. It's kind of disorganized a little bit, but it's basically just going to make its way eastward here through southern Indiana and down eventually into the Kentucky area. And we'll point it out in TrueCast and time it out for you. Here's the leading edge of the precipitation. Here is your time. That is around 11:30, 12 o'clock. As we push into the 3 o'clock hour, some of the heavier bursts of snow are starting to make their way in. And this is a little more potent than yesterday. Yesterday, when I showed you these computer models, it was just some scattered snow showers here or there with minor accumulation. So it is a little more organized than it was yesterday, but it moves through really quick. But it does impact the evening drive for those of you in southern locations as it makes its way through the area. We're not talking about a ton in the way of snow, but I would say right along I-70, it's a dusting to maybe about a half an inch of snow. And then as you work your way southward, Bloomington to Columbus, 1 to 2 inches of snow. And then the further south you go towards the Ohio River, a little bit more. Could see about maybe 2 to even 3 inches once you get south of Bedford and Seymour. This winter weather advisory is outside of our viewing area, but I'll just point it out because it does come up to our southern tier counties. So if you live in Bedford, Seymour, Columbus, Bloomington, and your plans head south towards Louisville here this this afternoon, that's where you're going to run into a little better chance of seeing some decent snowfall accumulation. Overnight tonight, it gets chilly, teens and 20s across the area, and we finally get the sunshine back tomorrow. That is the good news. Temperatures still chilly tomorrow, only right around the freezing mark. Friday is nice as well at 35 degrees, and then a bigger storm system comes our way as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Depending on the timing, Lauren, once again, it looks to be a rain-snow mixture here across the area.
All right, Todd, we'll keep a close eye on that. Let's take a look at your roads this Wednesday morning. Here's a live look from our INDOT traffic camera at I-465 and US 31. The East Street exit, this is down on the south side of town where traffic is already picking up a little bit this morning. It's traveling smoothly both eastbound and westbound. No crashes or delays around the metro area to slow down your Wednesday commute, Megan.
Looking good, Lauren. Thank you. And working for you, this week is National Media Literacy Week. And we aren't talking about literacy as in reading a book or reading the news.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about understanding how the news is reported so that you can be a smart consumer of media. We here at WRTV, we want to be transparent and open with you. So let me take you behind the scenes of how we put together a story for TV.
WRTV talked with Bruce Lech right before he got his COVID-19 vaccine here at Aspen Trace.
You see the final product on your screen or social media feed. A news report like this one our Troy Washington put together about nursing home residents getting vaccinated.
In 28 days, residents will get their second dose of the shot.
It's our final product for you, the consumer, like a gift with a ribbon on it. But let's unpack this and go back. Rewind all the way to the beginning of our workday. Our team collects story ideas from a number of places, our communities.
This is my work from home setup here in Fishers, Indiana.
Social media scrolling, sometimes tips from you.
At least 2 a week of people that just drive off the road.
We see your posts, read your emails.
Indianapolis DPW tells WRTV that in the past 3 years, 15 collisions have occurred at the intersection.
But no matter where the ideas come from, they eventually land here.
Maybe they do have some numbers. When these big sporting events come in, right? What is the ripple effect?
Prior to the pandemic, this conference room was filled every day with people and story ideas. We've since moved those meetings to Zoom.
Just what they're seeing, how they've persevered through the pandemic.
We work as a team sharing story ideas.
I have a Zoom interview with her today.
Resources. Figuring out the most effective way to share this news in a way that best serves you. And then once we agree on the stories for the day or the week ahead, we get down to business.
For many people, when they're thinking about retiring, they have that date in mind and circled on their calendar.
Making calls, conducting interviews.
You sometimes feel just like overwhelmed with the amount of information.
Yeah, for sure.
Shooting video. Sometimes our crew in the field includes a photographer and a reporter. But sometimes we work alone.
3, 2, and 1.
Writing and editing and writing some more. And when the story's ready for air, our team of producers, editors, managers, they give it another set of eyes and place it in the shows that you then see at home.
Well, so the most important thing is that we're here to serve you. So we need your ideas, your questions, and feedback always. You can easily connect with us by sending us a message on social media, or you can email us at news@wrtv.com. And if you want us to help tell your stories, here's a few things we may ask from you when we talk to you. What problem are you facing? Who have you contacted to get it resolved? Or what steps have you already taken before we jump in to help? Who was impacted? Is it just you, or could this be a problem a lot of people are facing? Plus, here on Good Morning Indiana, of course, we love to share your good news, and we love highlighting positive things happening in our community. So Megan, the key here is just reach out to us.
Absolutely, anytime. We're accessible.
Yes, yes.
All right, well, thanks, Lauren. And Valentine's Day is a couple of weeks away, and Tyson is hoping to help you with the sharing love on that very special day. All right, and what you can do next coming up to help them with special themed nuggets. That's what we're talking about.
It's very confusing. Nuggets, Valentine's, love. Oh my goodness. Yes, the push continues this morning to get more Hoosiers vaccinated for COVID-19. So coming up, all new at 5, we're going to tell you how you can help ensure you get the shot and maybe even move yourself up in line a little bit. It's 4:52. We'll be right back.
Wendy's. Live life comfortably.
Welcome back. It is 4:55. Okay, Megan, we're going to talk about nuggets and love and Valentine's. Are you ready for this? Okay, Tyson is switching up their nuggets to celebrate Valentine's Day.
But you won't find them in stores, Lauren. Instead, you have to enter a competition. Now, Tyson calls the heart-shaped poultry nuggets of love. And in order to win them, you must create a chicken bouquet. Chicken nugget bouquet. There we go. Contestants must make their best bouquet and share a photo on Instagram or Twitter using the social media. You have to tag Tyson to enter. Submissions will be judged by presentation, creativity, originality, and following the Valentine's Day theme. 150 people will win the heart-shaped nuggets. The grand prize winner will get $5,000 for a staycation plus a year's supply of Tyson chicken nuggets. That's a lot of chicken nuggets.
It's a lot of nuggets.
I don't know if I could go through all of that.
I mean, I make a pretty mean bouquet, so maybe this is something I should try.
I like the chicken nuggets with the barbecue sauce, honestly, Todd.
Nuggets tasted better when you're like 10.
Well, exactly. When I saw that, I was thinking of my niece and nephews who, like, they don't even care what the nuggets look like. It's just like, in the sauce and in the mouth. You know?
That's all that matters.
What do you want to eat tonight? Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets or mac and cheese, one of the two, right? All right, outside right now we are dealing with quiet conditions, and the morning hours are just fine for everybody across the area. As we get into the afternoon hours, for those of you in southern locations, there will be a round of light snow that comes through. That could put down an inch for most of you, and the further south you go, maybe even a little bit more than that. It's quick hitting, and we'll dive into that in more detail for you coming up here in the next 2 hours of Good Morning Indiana. Thursday and Friday are pretty quiet before another storm system heads our way for the weekend. The time now is 4:57. Throw those chicken nuggets in the oven. Early breakfast. We'll be back here at 5 o'clock with all your latest news headlines.